Hey guys, so this has been a long time coming. I've been really excited about making the Pisces video. It's definitely something that I've been trying to think about. I'm trying to think about the best way for me to explain what Pisces is in a nutshell. It's very difficult because it's abstract. Pisces is very abstract in every way. And there's signs that you grow up with, and there's signs that you read about more when you're younger. I've been reading astrology since I was like 5, but I never knew any Pisceans. I didn't focus much on the sign itself, so it wasn't something that focused in my life. But then I got to know a decent amount of Pisces, and I started to pick up on, like, when I could say that person is a Pisces. And it's so interesting because a Pisces sun is, their energy, first of all, is like, let me speak like how a Pisces thinks. Their energy, which is a Pisces concept, is, no, this is Pisces raw. Pisces without the world affecting them is this energy that just is random. It's like quantum physics. Albert Einstein was a Pisces, and quantum physics is a very Piscean concept because it just goes beyond science. Like, it's just this fringe aspect of science itself. And Pisces is very spiritual, and it's very no limits because it's ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. So it's very spiritual, very religious sign. And the Pisces that I met, it's just these people that come into your life at random, like, it just feels magical when they come into your life. And it kind of feels like this drunken haze because life puts them in weird places. I remember reading years ago that Pisces are the people that are most often in awkward and weird situations. Like, they're placed in weird situations. And I've found it to be true. I also know that Pisceans, sun signs, know a lot of people. They have connections in every random corner. And, you hear Aquarius is about connections. I don't know, like, I'm a huge believer in the 12th house having more power over you than your first house, because it is your subconscious, it is everything that you are built on. Which would make Pisceans the most intelligent and the most advanced because their 12th house is Aquarius, and Aquarius is the future. Aquarius is the most complex psychic mind. So this gives Pisces the most psychic because it's 12th house. And of course, Pisces have a strong 12th house. So if you're Pisces rising, you have a strong 12th house, which makes Aquarius also strong. But Pisces always have to deal with these stuff behind the veil, behind the background. And the thing is, the world up until this point has been so technical, scientific, logical. People speak in a logical way. Otherwise, the communication verbally doesn't make sense. So then Pisces are just trying to fit in. Now, this is a huge thing. If you want to know Pisces, they're just trying to fit in. And a lot of them do a good job because they know the camera. They know how to manipulate how you appear. They know perception. They know illusion. And this is what they're here to learn. But one thing that you don't read about Pisces is that many of them are going against the flow to the extreme. It's life or death. Because if they don't connect with their sign, I think they realize that most people they can fool. So they're going to try, they're just so used to fooling them. But then when they meet someone that's spiritual, they're like, this person I can maybe open up to eventually. But, you know, a Pisces will have it down pat. Like, a lot of them get into politics because they know that makes them sound smart. So on the outside, when they're out in the world, they'll talk about politics. But, you know, on the inside, they're emotional. That's their personality. That's their core. So they're emotional and touchy and feely. So they understand that. Just like Scorpio and Cancer. And Scorpio and Cancer are kind of more in touch with the real world in a sense. Like, Cancer is more in touch with money and home. And Scorpio is more in touch with analyzing, probing people, and being on point. Like, Scorpio and Cancer have the claws because they can grasp things and they kind of go in and out. Pisces is way less able to kind of be understood. And Virgo, the opposite sign of Pisces, is all about details, all about science and analyzing. So then Pisces is actually kind of mindless. That's what they're trying to attain. It's their core. So even if their rising sign is something different, the Pisces core is craving no boundaries. And in the physical world, we need boundaries to differentiate, to understand, to relate even. You think Pisces with no boundaries could relate, but it can't because you need to have something to compare to. So with the Pisces without boundaries, will just lose itself in someone else and then lose itself again in its own mind. And I mean, recently I've been getting back into some old music that I love, and I love Pisces artists. Unique ones that aren't necessarily in the mainstream. You know, there's Kesha, who's a Pisces, obviously. But then there's Kurt Cobain, who has an Aquarius, who has a Virgo rising. But you can tell he's a Pisces, right? You can tell he's a Virgo rising because of his notes. Now, Virgo risings will take note of everything. They want to organize the chaos. Pisces wants to get rid of the organization because Pisces looks around and says, we're trying to, they just say, we're trying to organize all this. And a key point that is associated with Pisces in life is when you realize and you look around and you say, I'm going to give up. I'm going to give up in trying to organize all this. I'm going to give up. And even the term giving up, we associate that term with negativity. But Pisces, letting go. Think about the words itself. Giving up to God. Letting go. Letting things go. Letting people go is freeing. And that is a huge dichotomy and a fight within the Pisces, is wanting, Aquarius is their 12th house. So they have a psychological need to be free. They have to be free. But then Pisces is clinging, like the water signs. It wants to be filled in a bowl. Like Pisces is water, so it needs a bowl. So then the Pisces is like, I could marry a Virgo because then I'll be safe. But then if it trusts itself, it'll go with water signs. And those two water signs in a couple, they might drink a little too much than what society likes or deems okay. A Scorpio and a Pisces together. that's where things get messy. Now, I know Chris Brown and Rihanna, Chris Brown was a Taurus though, but Taurus and Pisces are like the hippie, chill kind of signs, and they get into drugs. Pisces will get in, I mean, a lot of Pisces will get into drugs. And just saying that a Pisces is the druggy sign, I know that's not really fair. I know. And you know, it depends on your chart, and it depends on Neptune, and the moon, and Pluto. Those three planets really are the drug, losing yourself, emotional, roller coaster ride planets, and it depends on like where they are in your chart, whether or not they're fixed on other planets, you know, I mean squared other planets. They're like there has to be some sort of good connection there, but Pisces will understand, and it wants to understand, and understanding how I'm talking about it is beyond words, because words are not timeless. Truth is timeless. So you'll hear Pisces talking about what the truth is, what the reality. But of course they can't face reality. So they have a heart, it's too sensitive. So on the one hand, there's the whole Aquarius 12th house in the back of their head that needs to face reality, but then in their back of their head, they're too facing reality. And that's what makes them psychic. So an Aquarius wants to be psychic. Listen to me. Aquarius wants to be psychic, and they are attaining that spiritual, you know, all the spiritual lifestyle, eating right, and doing all that. And Pisces kind of looks like, you're pretentious. Like, okay, that's basically the relationship between Pisces and Aquarius. So Pisces will be like, you're fake. Like, because Pisces is getting back to feeling. So Pisces will feel like they don't want to face the reality. Because Aquarius is spending their whole life pushing away. Okay, I'm going to face the truth, regardless of what it makes me feel. And a Pisces is forced. It's as if like a Pisces is born and they are forced to feel everything. They are forced. There's no walls. Aquarius took down those walls without knowing what it was doing, because Aquarius wasn't in tune with their emotions. So Aquarius taking down all these walls, trying to be all spiritual, and Pisces is like, oh my god, my karma, like you're doing this to me, and it has to face everything. Pisces is the universe. It is everything. It has to focus on everything. It has to sum up the universe in one person. And it does go back to feelings, because water is eternity. Water is feeling. Water is spirituality. Water is beyond words. Water is beyond identity. So Pisces is all about this kind of stuff. And then moving from Pisces is next to Aries, because Pisces will let go. And then in Aries is so simple, because Pisces has this huge heavy burden that it has to let go of. And it can choose drugs, it can choose religion, it can choose a bunch of stuff. But ultimately, when the Pisces is closest is when they get into certain specific things in some religions, like meditation, spirituality, but it's not the fake wordiness of spirituality, you know, that an Aquarius will talk about. I have an Aquarius rising, and I get it. I'm way too intellectual. I want to act like a hippie. I want to dress like a hippie. Pisces doesn't give a crap about that stuff. It wants to be free. It wants to feel free. It is all about returning for one last time to the world of feelings, but in the deepest sense. So, after Pisces gets rid of its ego, Pisces knows that letting all this go and letting go of their past will bring new life in Aries. It'll bring innocence back. But there's the small things that Pisces learn. So Pisces has a key point in evolution. I mean, the 3 winter signs, the water signs, the ocean, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are the ocean signs. They are about karma and spirituality and debts, spiritual debts, and letting go, and heavy burdens, and kind of bringing all this to the human race so we can move forward. And then, but this is all in the sake of giving life to the spring signs, because it's all about Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces saying Aries, Taurus, and Gemini things in life are so beautiful and important. We have to work to maintain them. We have to bring them back. After these 3 signs are through, we need to make sure that Aries will have an identity. We need to make sure that Taurus will have stability and value and beauty, and that Gemini will be youthful and vibrant and communicate and keep life flowing and going and light. And then since Pisces is squared Gemini, things are not light for Pisces. But there's a huge double thing going on of Pisces needing to find whether or not they want to go against the flow or with the flow. From what I've witnessed, and I can't just tell a Pisces this because I know they're going through a more emotional state. I can't say, you Pisces out there that are going against the flow, well, things aren't going to happen. You're going to lose a lot. You're going to lose things. The 12th house in Pisces rule over loss. It's mostly physical loss because, it's the opposite of... See, Virgo is all about finding the details in order to maintain their physical existence. So it's all about the details. Pisces will be about the bigger picture and losing. So everyone says, oh, the 12th house in Pisces are so negative and sad. Oh, poor Pisces is what people say. Who feeds the beggar at the door, who cries over lovers lost long before. Something Pisces. Oh, poor Pisces. That's a saying. It's a really, really, really insightful one for Pisces. Because when Pisces are living in the moment and loving life, these are the people that I've seen this in Pisces rising. So if you want to observe what a sun sign is underneath, observe a rising sign. Rising signs will go outside and just be like, oh, the sunlight, and they will take off their shirt and jacket and just absorb it. It's all about living in the moment, being free, because it's about the reality of doing that. It's about vulnerability. Aquarius values this, right? Because Aquarius' second house is Pisces. So Aquarius will want to be like that. But the problem with Aquarius is that they'll try to dress and act, which is all superficial to a Pisces. But Pisces love being artistic. So they won't judge an Aquarius. They'll be like, wow, I love your artsiness. And Pisces will live their life going in between all the cracks and just dressing up like this because they can. They will act and be the perfect businessmen. They will act and be the perfect artists. And sure, they don't have the boundary thing going on that some people need or feel like they need, but they realize they don't need it. It's all about acting, and acting to them is art, and art isn't fake. Acting isn't fake. It's a part of who you are. So, it's just the way it is. Okay, so thank you for watching my last installment of the signs. It took me about 6 months, I guess, half a year to really get through them all, over half a year for sure. And I hope you enjoyed. I'll be making some Mars and Venus videos, and they might be up when you're watching this, so look out for my other videos. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.